I've lived in a cycle of survival my entire life. Dating before my brain was fully formed. My very first boyfriend was my very first encounter with a narcissist, and that was at 16. In emotionally abusive relationship, I ultimately married and divorced that person. And just dealing with the weight of generational trauma. But I am here to tell you how to survive on your own and build something better. So welcome to Soft Glam and Hard Truths. Let's do the work. I'm so happy that you're here. So, people will often ask me why I am so obsessed with hard truths and behavioral psychology. I'm obsessed because I know exactly what the alternative looks like. You don't really have to fully understand why I want to do this work unless you know where I've been. So, I want to make sure I share kind of the backstory to my life and how I've even landed here. Now, it started when the work that I'm referencing really started back when I was a first-time wife, my first husband. And I completely ignored all the warning signs. The warning signs started way back when I was still 24 years old, when we first started dating. It was a 5.5-year lesson, baby. It was long, it was hard. But I learned how to hide my own needs and shrink my own personality. There were times where he didn't want me to wear makeup or, wear weave. And we know now that those are signs of, not only an insecure man, but also signs of abuse, right? There is abusive tendencies in that. And there was a lot of conditioning that I went through that he was very successful at until I, stopped and said no. And maybe I'll talk about that in another episode if you're curious what that first marriage, albeit it was only 12 months. Thank God I only spent a year. And thank God I was able to get out. But coming out on the other side and now being married to someone who actually sees me, who actually likes me. I've been married 5 years happily. And the target is not to fix each other or coerce each other into things from a place of insecurity, but it's to be two whole people managing ourselves. Really, that's the work that we talk about in marriage. But I don't really believe in happily ever after. Those are real fairy tales. We are human beings living in a capitalistic society. And honestly and truly, baby, I believe in the hard work of inner accountability. And look, I know that probably you're like, Whitney, that does sound like work. But I'm not coming at it from just a place of theory. I have spent my career navigating corporate America. I am happily child-free by design and choice. And I'm the eldest daughter of a Jamaican immigrant. I grew up witnessing the cycle of abuse and addiction and healing through my father's journey on his own from alcoholism, and he's now just getting his MSW, Master of Social Work. My mother has her own trauma, and if you follow me on TikTok, you may have seen my mother-daughter series before, but we are actively, happily working on our relationship. Why? Because I was able to finally communicate my needs and my displeasure on some things in our relationship, to which she obliged. Okay. All of this just taught me that trauma is not always a life sentence. You don't have to sit in it for the rest of your life or become a victim to it. I'm not here to tell you how to have a perfect life. It's just a starting point to the work that we all choose to do, if that makes sense. You can have a full life on paper and still feel completely disconnected from who you are, from the world, from your happiness, until you do that inner work. So most of you know I am currently deep in my studies for marriage and family therapy. I'm getting my MFT to ultimately become a full-time therapist. I'm 39, and I feel like this is the time when, women have a career pivot. I've been in technology roles for a very long time. I've made wonderful money. I have very good financial stability, but the unhappiness meter was on the flow. Okay. I don't want to do it no more. So ultimately, yes, I'm in school. I'm still working full time. And I enjoy my job. I don't have any huge qualms with it. I just know that my purpose lives elsewhere. I'm just like you. I'm a student of life. I have sat in the chair of a woman who's lost herself. And part of my purpose here on earth is to help other women walk through that same path. Okay. So that's why I'm here. But anyway, so I just wanted to share a little bit of backstory about me. And if you're ready to stop performing and stop settling and start just becoming your favorite person and knowing how to treat your favorite person, that is my entire goal with this channel and my online presence and my personal brand. I know that this is where you belong. Give me some feedback. I just wanted to do a quick hello, this is me. And yeah, it's gonna be a time because I really do know that this is part of my life purpose and my path. So, all right, girls. Mwah.